Okay. Sorry, I'm a little bit late. I run on a very tight schedule, literally by the hour. So I managed to make it just in time. I got myself some water and I am ready for today's show. Listen, first, before I go any further, let me just acknowledge people who are here. Salut, Katie Diddy2, Katie Diddy2, Katie Diddy2. Look, Katie, even though it's just me and you, we're going to have a good time, okay? Hi, Katie. All right, let me just start with my spiel. And for the replay crew, don't forget to press the like. And if you're brand new here, go ahead and click subscribe and all that good stuff. Okay? All right. So, Katie, how's your day? Since it's just me and you, how are you doing today? What's the highlight of your day besides being here? But, this is so cool. Katie, hi. How exciting. Look at that. Wait, I have to remember this is live. All right. So important thing is, of course, the intro. The intro is very important. Why? Because this is where I thank you for what? For everything that you do. Okay, pressing the like, subscribing, and watching me. Without your eyeballs, I am not here. So thank you for those beautiful eyeballs. Okay, and the second reason, it has to do for and with for anybody who want to do more. If you want to do more, go ahead and click on the description below. You have options. All right. Okay, Katie. Okay. Katie. You were in the law and crime trial today for Thomas Randolph? Oh, okay. Oh, no, okay, I see what you mean. You were in the channel. I was like, oh wow, Katie, you're like traveling and stuff. This is great. Anyway, this is going to be an interesting conversation. I think you and I are on a pretty similar wavelength, so we might not disagree on a lot of stuff. But who knows? Hey, little Bobry, hi, little Bobry. Welcome. So, the first segment is going to be the Zav girl. Now, as I was doing my research on all the topic that we did for this week, there was a lot of like chatter and conversation in regards to different topics of the subject matter. So the main thing here with Zav Girl was about cancel culture. I'm on the fence on this one, and I'll tell you why. So I don't think she's an evil person. I don't think she's a bad person. I think, hi John, hi Bubba. I think she just had a lapse of judgment. She just lost herself in this thing called YouTube. So I don't think she's terrible. But what I do think is that she was offended of hi Meg. Oh, hello Meg. Hi Meg. She was offended on how people reacted. And in that offense, it escalated very quickly to people saying negative stuff about cancel culture. So my question to you is, what's your stance on cancel culture? Of course, be respectful and etc. And then as you formulate your stance, I'm going to tell you where I stand with that. So, I was born in 1985, so I am not on the cusp of being a millennial, right? So there's a lot of stuff that I don't even understand myself. And so in the context of cancel culture, to me, it's such a gray area because you can't force anyone to do something that they don't want to do. And so in one aspect, yeah, cancel culture, it is what it is. Someone is not interested, they're just not interested. But in the same breath, I think there's something to be said when you go back to someone past history, like 15 years ago, 5 years ago, and then you judge them based on how they were back then that's where I get very murky. Because look, if you look into my past, honey, I was not that great. Of course, of course, of course. So if you judge me today from what I did in my past, you'd be very disappointed. And so that's where I get so iffy with cancel culture. And that's where my confusion starts, sort of, kind of, if that makes any sense. So um Katie DD2 says she thinks Zav Girl is a greedy fame chaser. So oh my god, it's so funny. Greedy greedy fame, because you put the hyphen, the little dot there. Like you made sure that that is to one word. Okay, Katie. John Baba said, "Cancel culture, what a pain in the hindquarters." Now, Baba, is your response similar to what I just said? Like, are you referring to people digging people's past and then judging them for it, or are you referring to if someone committed something that you don't like, you reserve the right not to support them in any way, shape, or form. And I don't think anybody should give you poop for it, if that makes any sense, right? Tell me a little bit more where you stand in that. Hello, Deacon, of course. Oh, okay. So Deacon said you missed what happened in this one. So pretty much Zav Girl, she's a YouTuber and she got a lot of heat because she put the body, the autopsy of a minor 11-year-old boy online, but behind a paywall. Now, to be very clear, from what I understand, she did nothing illegal, okay? Because the pictures were from public domain. What she did was immoral in the eyes of society, right? And so that's why she got a lot of heat. But in the process of defending herself, the heat got a lot hotter and it transcended into a conversation related to cancel culture. So there were two very polarized side. I was like, cancel culture, cancel culture. Well, she's immoral, she's terrible. And then I was like, look, I don't think so. What I said from my point, I don't think it's quite cancel culture. I think it's more like people choose what they want to do with their time and their eyeball and then their eyeballs, right? Anyway, so that's what I meant. Let's see. Katie DD2 says, I have always burned the bridge if the person chronically behaves badly, whether to me personally or in general. Katie, that's how I operate. That's how I operate as well. I think the main thing is everybody has a past and nobody's perfect. People are going to mess up. People are going to mess up all the time. The question here is that on the context of them mess up, the context of them mess up. That's how I judge it from. If anything, I love to hear about people's crazy past. What? Please, let's share stories. Absolutely, absolutely. Oh, Melted Copper. Oh, a pack. Oh, shoo. A pack show is he doing the guest appearance thing? Should I bathe? It's been a week or 5. It's funny, Melted Copper. You were in my head last week, and I was wondering where you were. I was thinking about you, Melted Copper. So yeah, I'm glad you're here. Yeah, you popped in my head 2 times, to be very specific, 2 times, where I was like, wonder where he is. Nice to see you, Melted Copper. And no, you don't have to bathe, but you have to behave, and that rhymed. Unintentional. Hi, Sarah. So Meg Crime Wise says, people believe everyone should think and feel the same way they do and get angry when you don't. Absolutely. Listen, if you stick around to the end of this show, I'm going to bring up the big monster and people will probably flame me, but it's okay. I don't care because I have a point to make. Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you. If people don't agree with someone's opinion, automatically they get classified into a category, which, it's quite sad because there are plenty of people that you miss, but just being like, oh, you don't think like me? God! Of course, within context. You know what I mean? Let's see. Deacon Fatal says, I guess my thing is the internet lasts forever unless the cable is out. This is why I keep a journal. You keep a journal. Look at that. I used to keep a diary very long time ago, and then my mom read it. And in the diary, I put who I was attracted to, and she read it, and she was like, she confronted me about it, and I was like, the name was androgynous. Let's just say that. Okay, so Meg said, oops, there you go. Meg said, anyone who published those photos has issues. Did you watch the trial? It was horrible. I did not watch the trial because it was too difficult for me to watch. When I heard about the details of how she tortured the boy for no reason, and I was like, and then there were video footage. I was like, oh no, 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 no. I need my. I don't want to cry. No, I didn't. I did not watch it. No. Let's see. How's everyone doing, by the way? I hope you all had a great week, and I hope you have great plans for the weekend. And that being said, let's move on to the next crazy topic: religion. Listen, there's a look. Oh no! Listen. You know, a lot of times when I do my researches, I get baffled by the comment section. I still get shocked about how people are thinking. That still surprised me. And in my mind, I'm like, who is behind that keyboard? Like, who are those people? Listen, I was talking to Christopher, and a lot of times where the situations where I get like, I can't believe it. I like to just double check and ask a little bit if am I reacting correctly. And so I was saying to him, I was like, do you know there's a sub group that actually supports every single thing she said? Are you surprised? Yes, there's a subgroup out there who actually believes her. Like to the point where they give examples themselves. I mean, I was scouring the comments. I was like, I cannot believe it. I cannot believe it. I cannot believe it. But yeah, so the term of religion here, because when those people made those comments, of course, people replied, and the people who replied were calling them mentally unfit. But then, you know, I was just a fly on the wall, just observing, and then I said to myself, like, I don't think it's mentally unfitness. I think there's a common denominator for people who are predisposed to be easily influenced. Oh God, I don't know what other words to use. Don't be offended. To be easily influenced in that spectrum, and that common denominator is trauma. Because in their replies, I should have taken a screenshot of that, but that was weeks ago. But in their replies, they were giving examples of, they were like, well, I know what she's talking about. I experienced it too because I went through this. They were giving examples of their pain. And it's through their pain that they were connecting with Lori Vallow. I was like, oh, wow. Yeah, the whole, like, the prophet speaks to me. Yes, the whole, the light, because she said light and dark. The light, yeah, they understood. And so my question to you is, do you agree with my statement about it's not a mental illness situation? I think it's just it's something that is just tweaked a little bit that makes people so predisposed to being influenced in such a way. Okay, as you formulate your statements, I'm going to now, because I do see you guys. Hi, Christine's with the S, because there's two Christines. There's Christine Covey, and then there's Christine F. Christine, I was thinking about you also yesterday during the live with Beefy. Yeah, you pop into my head too. You did. Sorry. Even though you came and say hello, but afterwards, like, you pop into my head. So Megs said there are women who worship serial killers and others who think the earth is flat. Oh, yeah. Some people like the Alex Jones conspiracy theory world. Oh God. Do you think they are naive? You think it's naivete? How interesting. That didn't cross my mind. Now, would you say it's naivete even when they're like grown-ups? Like grown? Because that's a serious level of naivety. Sorry. You know what I mean? I didn't think about that. Being naive. How interesting. Because because with the Low Valo situation, it's more like a cult, right? And so in my head, I'm thinking like combination of brain chemistry, but I think also I think brain chemistry, but I think also because oh God, how do I explain this? Um yeah, I guess it's trauma. I don't know. But it was very weird. I have to tell you guys when the common thread blew my mind off. It blew my mind. It blew my mind. I was like, people really believe that. Meg, by the way, um, Cher. Oh, there you go. Hi, Cher. Nice to see you. Sorry, I didn't see you. Little Peace, hello, Little Peace. Very nice to see you. Um, Look at that, Christine Covey and Cher. I'm a little bit jealous. Do you want to share? All right, let's focus. Anyway, in the same breath of religion, we're going to look at this person. By the way, if you're wondering, stay till the end because the last one is going to be interesting. Now, that's the one I really want to chat about. We're just going through the motion. Listen, the baby in the trash, right? And the mom is a fraud. What do we expect? Do you know? I'm sure you know, but the mother also there used religion. Like if you remember at the very first video when the police came and started interviewing the mother, she was like, I'm Christian. That's not how we do things here. Why do people hide behind religion? That's the question. Go. Let me know what you think. Baba says, worst thing about religion is how easily it was or is to pervert. The teachings to brainwash people to commit hatred and violence. Yeah. No faith is immune to that, unfortunately. Yeah. There was a documentary on Discovery Channel a while back. I think I was um let's just say 10 years ago, and it talked about the group mentality, and we as Homo sapiens sapiens, we as a species, we are actually wired to hate when we are in a group. And so that's why most communities are friendly among one another, but they're very hostile with the outside. So the documentary was putting a science spin on it, a more like a real with like imaging and scans, and it was super fascinating that it's essentially they were saying it's not our fault. Like it's not their fault. It's just the condition of how we're built, of our DNA. The more we congregate, the more we feel connected, the more hostile we are to strangers. And I looked at it and I blinked 1,000 times and I said, that is so true. Because think about that, guys, right? Your family members, you would KILL for your don't mess with your family members, right? It's like don't play with the group. And anytime the group feels threatened, it's literally do or die. And it was very hard not to see it at face value. I'll never forget that documentary. It really changed my mind on group mentality, because the thing I always ask myself is I don't understand what makes someone goes the other step and hurt somebody else. Like, at what point do you say stop? Let's just say even with the baby in the trash. At what point do you go, oof? Or like if you the murderers, at what point do you go, yeah, look, I just cut her arm and she's bleeding? Like, at what point? No, it's like they don't see you anymore as human. They see you as like a real danger. It's completely nuts. So let's go. Christine said, this mother needs slap. Okay. Nonya said, it's used as a shield for bad behavior. Yeah. I hate to say that, but yeah. Yeah. Meg's Crime Watch says they need to believe the crazy is possible because the reality that life sucks sometimes is too much for them. How interesting. So are you saying that if they were to face reality, their psyche would break? Is that what I hear? So in order to face reality, they would rather just surrender to the madness? Hmm. Yeah, I think you answered your question there. It's a coping mechanism like burying the head in the sand and refusing to accept reality, almost a dissociation. So Deacon Fatal said there is a wonderful book called Uncultured by D.M. Young, all about how people get into cults. Still digging through it because it's a lot to process. Yes, there's also a show on Netflix about that, which I have been slowly digesting and watching. Frankly, it's the only thing that I have time to watch when I have time. Christine Covey said it's mob mentality. Yes, that is correct. John Bubba said, I mean, look at Bin Laden. He was basically a jealous ex-girlfriend. And use Islam to brainwash people to do T acts. Yes. Yes. Read between those lines. But yes, thank you for writing it like that so I don't get in trouble with YouTube. That's right. Cher said, this is blunt, crass talk, but Lori is a serial cheater and a narcissist and craves attention. Plus, she wanted some strange. Yes, 100%. I think there's definitely a narcissisticness to a lot of cult leaders. What? I think? No, there is. There is. I think anyone. Yeah, I'm going to stand by this truth. I think there's a high level or narcissistic tendencies are in all our leaders. Now, the degree of it dictates the iron fist or the gentle breeze, right? I think it depends. It dictates. Absolutely. Yes, actually, the documentary was focusing only on the groups who did not have a positive impact. That is correct. And they spent a very short time because they had to compare and contrast between the groups that were actually good. Like what, you might ask? Philanthropic groups. Philanthropy groups are just as defensive against their stuff, but they don't go to the extreme. And there is from what I remember, they were showing brain scans. There's a phenotype, there's a difference in their brain situation. It was fascinating. Discovery Channel, mob mentality. I'm sure Google will find it for you. Yes. Nunya said, you feel less culpable in a group. That's true. When you're in a group, you feel a lot more, you feel like liquid courage, so to speak. And then Deacon said, what is a statement that comes to mind? Oh, the devil made me do it. I had no idea that was a statement. Look at that. Look at that. Let's see. So are we at the big guy yet? Let me see. I think we are. But before we get there, and this is mainly for the replay crew, if you are just coming, I'm distracted. I'll tell you why I'm distracted. So Christopher is playing golf. What? He's playing golf. Olympia is my sister-in-law. And my phone is on silent, and I haven't heard from any of them. It's been about an hour. Just a little update. And in my mind, I know he has to go pick her up and then come home. It's almost 8 p.m. My phone is not moving. No, there's nothing here. And I'm thinking like, what? Like, when are you going to come home, right? So in my mind, I'm a little bit, I don't want to say worried, but I'm in two places at once. I'm waiting for the phone to shine, and I'm trying to focus up here. So if in case you wonder what the hell's going on, yeah. But anyway, so to the replay crew, anybody's here, please press like, subscribe, and if you're interested, look how you can support the channel in the description below. Please don't hate me. I gotta do what I gotta do, okay? Now listen, here's the third segment, all right? Now, are you ready? Throw tomatoes. Throw tomatoes. Tomatoes thrown. Throw tomatoes. Bring it on. Listen. Anybody scared? Anybody freaking out? Don't freak out. Let me tell you what I'm going to say. Because it ties everything together. It does. I explained to you why it ties everything together. The first tie is, I'll be honest, this guy is a narcissist. Oh, tomatoes thrown by me, Katie. Dodging. There's nothing more narcissistic than TRUMP, but it's okay. It's okay. You want to know why I say that? I'll tell you why I say that. And we get into politics. I'll tell you why I say that. I say that because when have you heard this guy say sorry? Mm-hmm. Okay. Look, this is one. But wait, I'm going to gently take us on the ride to the left because I'm not going where you think I'm going to go. All right. The reason why this guy is up here is because there is something significant that happened. I'm sure we all seen in the news. No, it's not his indictments. It's not any of that. It's the fact that dodge. It's the fact that, and I'm sure you heard it. Do you know one person was arrested because she threatened the judge that oversees his case? So my first question to you is, what makes someone do that? No, not just threaten. She threatened the life of the judge. Walk me through, in your opinion, the thought process that makes someone who never met this man, by the way, okay? And we all know he doesn't care about you. I'm just saying, if he thinks he cares about you, he doesn't care about you. Listen, what makes someone go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and literally ruin their life for someone who hasn't even spoken to them yet? Go ahead and let me know. This is just the first question because I have another one. You know, I wasn't nervous about making this. I don't really get that nervous. I don't get that nervous. I don't really get that nervous, but, and in case you don't know, I do have family members who are Trump supporters, and the big difference here is that we are able to communicate, and I don't understand why they are not. Like, I don't understand that charm, that I don't understand the blind illusion. I don't understand. It's almost like they lost all sense of like just asking a question. Why would make someone threaten a federal judge? And by the way, in case anybody's wondering, the FBI is always listening. You think the FBI is always listening. You don't think because you're in your home behind your computer that they're not paying attention. They're always listening. Like right now, look, they're listening to me. Forget the nanotechnology. No, they don't need that. They already got you. They know exactly where you are. And that's what I don't understand. It's like, you really think you're going to go all the way over there and just ruin your life? Unbelievable. So let's see what some of you guys say. That's so funny. So Deacon Fatal, Nunya, yeah, thank you. I saw. I'm still trying to figure out how he gaslights successfully a lot of people all at once. Yes, and that's the crazy thing. The crazy thing about Mr. Trump is that his narcissism is on full display, and nobody's able to see it. And that's the scary part. And he's not even that smart. Please don't look. If you're a Trump supporter, he's not that smart. If he was a smart man, this is what he would do. He would be quiet and let the lawyers do the talking. No, he's not even that smart. And they don't. It's like a I don't know. It's like an enchantment. Let me explain to you something. The first rule of when a narcissist tries to enchant you, what do? They gather sympathy. They disarm you by being like, oh my God, it's not my fault. I didn't do it. Look, it was his fault. I didn't do it. It was his fault. They gather sympathy. The second step is, after they gather a lot of sympathy, then they request something from you for nothing in return. That's why I don't understand. Nobody saw that. By the way, the conversation I had with my family, that was what made them understand. Because we don't shout, we talk, and when I brought that up, that's when they were like, blink, 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 blink. Oh, I'm like, yeah, he never said sorry for anything. You mean to tell me this guy is perfect? I mean, he cheated on his pregnant wife. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, well, yeah, sure. They all do it. It's not, and the question is not about if they all do it. He just got caught. Now, if you got caught, what's the sensible thing to do? Sorry, right? Yeah, and there you go. Like Katie said, Trump followers are convinced that they are robbed all the time, and they actually believe in reverse racism. Yeah. Now, the second question. I go down to what all your statements are. The second question is, in the same breath, there was a guy that was killed by the Secret Service because he made legitimate threats on the president. Again, same thing with the stupid lady who put threat on the federal judge. What is he thinking? What is he thinking? Not only did he threaten a president, he threatened the Secret Service. Like, for what? For this? You lost your life for a man you never met. And the reason why this all ties together, because we are a channel, we talk about narcissist. No, I'm not avoiding this guy. No, I'm going to talk about him eventually. Of course, his trial's going to come up. I'm going to cover it. Of course I am. He's a narcissist master number one. I'm not saying the other guys are not narcissists, but at least they hide it better. He's so pompous, he doesn't even try to hide it. You know what I hear in my mind? I hear in my mind the secret whispers were like, you went there! Look, listen, I think I showed you one. Look, do you want to see something? Let me show you something. Because listen. You see this? You see this? Let me show you something. Oh, crap. You can't see it. Oh, look at that. You see that? All right. I'm going to open the box and I'm going to show you what's inside. Maybe some of you have seen it. I'll show you what's inside. Oh, how many? Oh, I got to be careful. Okay. Do you see this? Oh, crap. Oh, crap. You see this watch? Perfect. Okay. I'm going to give you, here's the story behind this watch. Oh, now my camera, I can't focus. I'm here, camera. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here, camera. It's gonna focus again. Camera, I'm here. Oh God. Look, it's gonna find a way to find its focus. I'll tell you the story. Sorry for the blurriness. So in 2016, I think that's what it was. The first thing, I was gonna vote for Trump. I'll tell you why. I was gonna vote for Trump because I was like, I'm kind of fed up also. And then he opened his mouth. And I'm sensitive. I'm sensitive to people who are aggressive. He opened his mouth, and you know what he said? He said, that the Mexicans, they send not the best. Okay. And then he talked poop against Africans. He said Africans are poop hole country. And I was like, honey, I'm African. You want my vote? I don't think so. But that was very, very, very big. So I bought the watch because I bought the watch. Oh, finally focus. I bought the watch because when I decided that this is not a person that I co-sign on, there was a energy that was very aggressive, and there was, I'm sensitive to narcissist. And I was like, this is not someone I'm even interested in. But there was this company who made limited watches. And then I went home and I was like, you know what? Some people are going to be so enchanted. And I'm going to buy the watch. It only costs $12. And I'm going to resell them when the time is right, because there are sycophants who will go and buy it. Yeah, and I was not wrong. And if anything, I was so shocked and surprised that nobody was able to see past his aggressiveness and his narcissism. I was very surprised. Was that a useless story and all the blurriness? Anyway, let's go to the comments. I'm talking too much. Yes. So it's like they overcome with emotions. I agree. Katie did it too. um, um, let's see. It's like they overcome. Yes, it's like they overcome with emotions. Okay. Yes. Look. Um, yeah, and I think partially it's because it's because, and this is just my opinion. I feel like it's at the end people want to feel wanted, and I think one of the big mistakes that we've made as society is not to be inclusive of everyone and not to take care of people. And I think a lot of that raw emotion is because people are really suffering and they don't feel seen, they don't feel heard. I do believe that. I do believe that. John Baba said, I must respectfully disagree with you. I voted for him twice and I hope he's able to run again. I know y'all may hate me for it, but oh well. No, listen, listen, I don't hate you. And I'll tell you why. Because my issue, listen, actually, you'd be a good perspective. Please keep typing and elaborate. But my big issue, my big deal, look, everybody's different. My red line is the violence. That's my red line. Anyone who condones and conducive to violence, I can't co-sign. I can't co-sign. You don't seem violent to me. You don't seem like you're the type of guy to, assault me or assault anybody. But that's where I draw the line, because at the end of the day, you're allowed to believe what you believe. But once that line is crossed where you're violent, that's where I get very scared, you know? But please do talk. Uh, Tell us a little bit more. Help us understand. Because I can tell you what my in-laws said, but they're not here. Look, I'll tell you exactly what the big in-law that I had to smooth the most part of. He said just that, is that he's blue collar and he felt very ignored. Simple as that. And he felt like Trump was someone that was speaking for him. And ever since January 6th, which was the big catalyst where we had that conversation as a family, I said, look at that. I mean, do you think that was not incisive? And he's like, yeah, I guess so. And I was like, well, how does that make you feel? And then I brought up the whole poop hole country. I said, I'm your brother-in-law. I'm from Africa. Yeah, granted, Africans are not really receptive to people like me, but like, how do you feel if someone you support tells me you're from a poop hole country? Like, how does that make you feel, right? And he never thought of it like that, because I am the only black one really in the family. So he never really had a family member that is of my shade color. So he never really had to think about stuff like that. And the conversation made him think. And frankly, yeah, he said he'll vote for him again, but he's no longer donating, which is a big plus, because I brought up my point of the whole violence and the co-signment, And then look, and Melted Copper, I agree with you 100%. You're against the two idiots being a leader, but more Biden voters can wrote 9 novels on Trump being scum and maybe one positive sentence about it just being he isn't Trump. You're very correct. And Melted Copper, and the reason why that's the case is because there was, this is what I believe, it's because the violence took the threshold. It wouldn't be like that if it didn't turn violent. And what I mean by that is not just a January 6th. It's the other stuff, um I don't want to go into too much details, but it's the other stuff. And so it's the accumulation of 2 years of feeling insecure that's made people very viscerally react to him. And I say all the time, if you can't feel safer in the world, and unless you've had your sense of safety challenged, you will never know what it feels like to just not feel safe, no matter where you are. It's not a good feeling. So the visceral response from people who voted for Biden is just that they want anything but Trump. And so that's why your statement is very correct. Mm-hmm. Oh my God. Thank you. I want something a little lighter. I'll tell you a quick story. Wait, I hear noises. Are they home? No, it's probably the dog. Please, if they were home, the kid would be screaming. So, um, okay. Wait, what am I? I'm distracted. Sorry, 1 second. 1 second. This is a live show. I just need to compose myself a little bit. My brain is like short circuiting. Okay, so let me go from the bottom. Casey Chambers says, my family members are retired Secret Service agent, and through their eyes, I have seen behind the curtain. I believe you. I believe you. And I know what you mean. Yes. Yes. And I'll be very honest, let's say, not I can say that 100%. I'm not Republican nor Democrat. I'm an independent. You know who I vote for? I vote for people who serve my interests. What is my interest? My interest is for the betterment of what? Society. Yes, you could blame it on me being from Europe, but yeah, I think if our people in power really cared about us on both sides, they would give us universal health care. You don't think you'll benefit from that? Come on, we can print money like it's hotcakes. If they really cared about us, they would give us subsidized childcare. What? You really? If they really cared, but they don't. They don't. So no matter where you spin it, left or right, the way I vote, first of all, I don't care that much about the big election. You know how I vote? I vote locally. Who's my mayor? Who's my congressman? Who's my senators? That's how I vote. That's how I vote because I'm in my state. And also, I have a big mouth. I'm the guy who will write you a letter. I'm the guy who will call you and complain. It's me. It's me. And if you don't pick up, I can make a big scene because I get annoyed very easily. I'm that guy. I'm that guy, you know? And if I have my hands anywhere near up there in the federal stuff, I'd be the guy on the podium being like, "Excuse me, everybody, I'm upset. Where is you know how hard it is to raise a child? What the hell is my daycare? You care about me? Where's my daycare? Oh, you care about me? Where's my daycare? Oh, you care about me? Where is my health care? Let me give you something else, ladies and gentlemen. Let me spin something else for you guys to digest. Do you know what I found out yesterday, 2 days ago? Whatever. You know what I found out 2 days ago? Baffled. Again, like sheltered. I had no idea that's how it works here in the United States. Medicare or Medicaid, who cares? The one that when you're a certain age you can use. Do you know that it only works as a secondary insurance? So you have to go and get a private insurance. And not only that, it's a buyback. So after it goes to your primary insurance, the Medicare or Medicare, I think, then if there's any left over, they charge you for it. Honey, if you retire, you're on a fixed income. What? You mean to tell me there are people out there who... Anyway, I digress. So anyway, guys, tell me about your weekend. What's the plan for the weekend? What are we doing this weekend? Tomorrow, we're going to go to a barbecue. We're going to Christine's barbecue. Tonight, Christopher should be home with Olympia's godfather, our friend Eric. On Sunday, it's a whole day barbecue, but it's a whole day barbecue. On Sunday, oh my God, so much to do. On Sunday, by the way, I cancel work for tomorrow all day. On Sunday, it's a family gathering at the Diorios. Then on Monday, I have to go see my friend Linda because I'm the godparent of her son. And so it's like the more I think about my weekend plus Monday, the more I'm like, oh my God, what a long, busy day. Let's go to here. Yeah. So Christine said, yes, you need a second and third insurance. I know. Welcome to America. Uh, Casey's baking wedding cookies. Wedding cookies? Who's getting married? How cool. Milano cookies and biscotti. Oh, nice. I'm taking my mom and my mom on a mother-daughter date. We are going to dress fancy and mind our own business and manners. Oh, that's so awesome. Um, Minecraft, sitting home editing court videos all weekend. News. No, I did next week's content already. I did it this week. Yeah, I am ahead by a few days, so I get to have weekends. Yeah, yeah. Oh, Meg, yes, it's hard. Um, let's see. Christine's have a few cocktails and relaxing. Yeah. What cocktail are you drinking? What are you drinking, Christine? Anyway, um, you know what went through my head also? Was it yesterday? Yeah, it was yesterday. I was saying to myself, hmm, because I felt very tired. I was like, I wonder and I hope that in 2 years I will have the strength and the energy to have a second kid. The plan is to have a second kid in 2 years, but man, I'm exhausted. How do you guys do it? How do you guys have more than one child? Do you just go brain dead? Something has to give. There's no way you're doing this with a smile. Something has to give. Mm. Oh, smoking pot. Yeah. Pinot Grigio and relaxing. It's been a week and I have to teach a class for work next week. Oh, wow. John Baba, I'm dreading the weekend and I got jury duty Tuesday. Hopefully I can weasel out of it. I hope you weasel out of it. Jury duty is a lot of work. They need to make it online so we don't have to deal with all that stuff. Katie Daily 2 says she chose no kids. If you don't mind sharing, and you don't have to, by the way, because this is entering a realm of intimacy, and it can feel and sound rude. I'm not being rude, but share why you got to that decision. But you don't have to, and I'm not being rude. I'm just curious. But don't feel pressure to share. You could say mind your business, and then I'll laugh about it. Yeah. The older you get, the harder. Yes. Oh my God, yes. I was I was being nostalgic and I was looking at past videos that I made when there was no kids. Oh my God. First of all, I looked so much younger and so much rested. I said, wow, Chris, we kind of look different. Chris was like, yeah, that's what happened when you get no sleep for a year. It was so funny. Oh my God, how exhausting. Oh, exhausting. So Meg had first 18, second at 24. Wow. Yeah, that's very young. So you had all the energy in the world. Uh so Katie said she never regretted it. Melted Copper said he went with plants. You can love, neglect, or torture, and no one cares. I went through my mind today. My mind races. I was driving and I went through my mind today in regards to plants. I don't like pruning because in my mind I feel like I'm sorry. Like I feel like I'm hurting them. Even though the plant is like, don't give a crap. But it's funny because every time I prune, I go, oh my God, I'm gonna cut up some limbs and torture my poor babies. Are they gonna love me when they when they're gonna love me later? Yeah, I feel so guilty when I prune, but it needs to be pruned. And I'm like, I'm sorry. Sorry. It's so terrible. Meg loved jury duty. You love jury duty, Meg? Of course. Look at that. Let's see. um Yeah, so uh the stage go by quickly. You find the energy when you remember how fast it goes. Yeah. There's sometimes Olympia does things when I'm like, oh my God, that's so great. But let me tell you something else, which it's, and I don't know if you guys who have kids, I don't know if you feel that when you look at your children, do you see yourself in them? Do you go, wow, look at me? Like, not just like metaphorically, not abstractly, like physically, like, because Olympia has Christopher's eyelash, nose, lips. She has she has everything for Chris. I'm like, where's the egg donor? The sex organ? Where's the egg donor? I don't see any of the egg donor, like, and so sometimes when I see them together, I go, wow, doppelganger. I wonder I wonder if you guys, if that runs through your mind, I was driving also, and I was like, I wonder how my kid would look like. Yeah, that crosses my mind. Thank you, Jane. You can do it. Yeah. You know what else? As I'm getting older, that's something I never really thought of, really. I know it sounds crazy, but uh I think about my death a lot. I'm fine. I'm healthy. But like that never really crossed my mind. But and I don't know if it's just my condition and maybe I need to be, I don't know, like every time I'm like, oh God. It's almost like I'm afraid I'm afraid to die now. Huh? Anyway. Yeah, KC, I know. That's why I was like, I don't want to be. I know it's a question that seemed rude. Like, how come you didn't do it? So that's why I was like, I'm getting too tired to think too intricately. So if you feel like I'm crossing the line, just say mind your business and I laugh. But I wasn't being rude. And Deacon Fatal says, I'm honestly afraid to have children because there's so much going on right now. Baby, I am bringing no one into this nonsense. Yeah. That was our conversation when we were deciding whether to have a kid. Chris brought that up. He's like, do we really want to bring another kid into this effed up world? And I stopped and I said, yeah, no, I mean, I can't blame you from thinking like that. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I don't look for perfection. Uh, but I there's definitely pressure to not perfection, but do things correctly. I do, I do try. It has nothing to do with cancel culture because I'm on YouTube, but I do my best every time when I talk. I pick my words carefully all the time. Even like right now I'm tired, so I'm mumbling, I'm stuttering because my translation, I think in French and translate in English, it's no longer smooth because there's anyway. But even then, I pick my words super carefully because when you offend someone, you hurt. There's a ripple effect. You hurt a lot more people than just the person you offended. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. So I'm not looking for perfection. I'm always trying to make sure that I'm not crossing a line. Yeah. Oh, um, Katie replied. Thank you, Katie. She said, so Katie said she never want kids, never wanted. And I asked her why. She said, I knew from a very young age that I didn't want kids. Not a little girl who ever fantasized about weddings, husbands, children, ever. I have to say it like that. She put in capitals. Yeah, of course. Just was never interested. Hmm. Hmm. Tito's vodka seems to be my brand of choice. I can knock out a handle with like no hangover. It's freakish and unreal. Oh, I think they're here. I hear the dog barking. A handle as in like the whole bottle? Not the cup. Without no hangover? Very freakish. By the way, how's your garden, Melted Copper? Yeah. Send me a picture. Take a picture of it and send me through the email. Yeah, I want to. I like gardening and stuff. Um, Casey Chambers, she's an auntie many times over and flying to town. You know, some of my best memories was with my aunts. You know, you know, my family is matriarchal because my father is a loser. Speaking of my dad, um, of course, there's updates. Um, yeah, I guess I can tell you the update. It's good news though. It's good news. In my mind, I'm just stuttering because I'm like, where do I start? So, long story short, you know, divorce finalized, all that nonsense, and he's just pulling frivolous lawsuits here and there, and an investigation was launched. But mom's lawyer found out that he was not paying his taxes. Pay your taxes anyway. So the court um, seized all his bank accounts for fear that he's a flight risk. And in the process of that, the UN also put the hammer. Look, long story short, he's in big trouble as of yesterday, as of 2 days ago. Sorry. Yeah. Let's see. So John Baba said, I must got ADHD or something because if I sit for too long and I'm doing nothing, I fall asleep. That's why I hope I get out of jury duty so I don't catch a charge for snoring in court. You won't catch a charge if you snore. If you snore, if you snore, no, they'd just be like, "Sir, yes, that's it." Sir, oh yes, that's it. Oh, look at that. David is here. Hi, David. Hi. We've been through a lot. I love jury. Christine, you love jury duty as well. Um, um, give me 1 second. Let me just text Christopher so I can put my mind at ease and see where he's at because it's 8:30. Okay, what the hell are you? There. I swear I'm not the crazy husband who's like, "Where are you?" I'm not. I'm not possessive like that. No. It's just. No, it's not like that. It's something me and Chris always had that. Even when we were dating, we would give updates about one another positions. It's something that I took from dealing with my mom because then if something happens, I know where to start looking. That's all. And so throughout the day, usually there's a small little text. I'm heading to the store. Do you want anything? There's some update as to your location or where you are. There you go. So he just replied, they're leaving San Nicolas now, heading to my sister's to pick up Olympia. So now I know that they are in New York and they're going on their way. So if something happens, I know where to start. San Nicolas. That's what I mean. That's what I mean. So I'm not being not being like possessive. Look, now I'm at ease. I'm like, okay, fine. They're alive and well. Perfect. Oh my god. Okay, so Meg said, tell them you have Baba, tell them you have narcolepsy. Megan said when you have a kid, it's allowed. Okay. Oh, speaking of, do you know during the pillow talk 3 days ago, me and Chris were pillow talking and we're saying, because 3 days ago, Olympia was very cuddly. She was very cuddly. And I was like, oh my God, my daughter, of course, and everything for you. And then we were like, we were talking to each other. We said, Christopher, what are we going to do when she's 18, comes back home with a 40-year-old bartender? And she's like, that's my boyfriend. I love him. And we're moving with him. Like, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Because I said, you heard about that story about that priest who flew to Italy with the 18-year-old girl There's nothing anybody can do. The police can't do nothing. Mom and dad can't do nothing. It's like the girl just literally vanished on her home free will. I'm like, oh my God, 18? There has to be some law against that. Do you know what I mean? But I was like, what are we going to do, Chris? We can't just put her in the basement and lock the door. But it was, yeah, it was a funny conversation me and Chris were having. Mm-hmm. Yes, unfortunately my emotions are on my sleeve. I can't help that. Yeah, I spike in emotions, which is why I'm a terrible liar. I don't even try to lie. Frankly, it gets me in so much trouble all the time because I yell and shout. If you if you don't get my warnings, I might just yell at you because that's so. Yeah, I try to control as best I can, but sometimes I cannot. Mm-hmm. Oh, you're trying to tell your kid to do that? Okay, about the tag and stuff? Yes. You missed the pillow talk mess? Oh, it's the best. It's the best. A 40-year-old drummer. Oh my God, I can't. I don't even know what I would do. I'd be like, who is this? This is John. Who the hell is John? He's a drummer. Where'd you find him? At the grocery store. I can't. Christine's, I'm still gonna have a son. But with son too, like there's a lot of cougars, right? So your 18-year-old son could be dating like a 35-year-old woman. Actually, listen, I have a client and they're happily married. Honey, we're on good terms. And I've told her that, I was like, that's your husband? Mm-hmm. She's 50. Husband is 25. Listen. I thought it was her son. No, my dears, because I didn't ask questions like that, and I saw them kissing and making out. I was like, "You making out with your son?" Like at first, I was like, "Wait a minute, what am I watching?" It was at a party. What am I watching? What's going on? What's happening, Christopher? What's happening? And then I went and asked. I was like, were you just making out with your son? And she laughed. She's like, no, that's my husband. Yeah, we get that a lot. I was like, whoa. Happily married. They're still together. Look, I don't ask questions, but just to tell you, Christine, Kobe, it could be your son too. I'm just saying. I know Olympia might fall in love with a 40-year-old drummer. Your son might fall in love with a 45-year-old, I don't know what, CEO. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, there's an Italian priest who ran away with an 18-year-old to Italy, and she went on her free will. So the FBI was like, sorry, she bought the ticket. She flew herself. Yeah, nothing the US could do because she's 18. Isn't that insane? Yeah. Yes, of course, that's important. You're so funny, David. Are you referring to what? A sperm donation? Because let me tell you something. I saw this story where some guy needed to be banned from donating sperm because he was doing a lot, and they're like, "Too many kids. You have too many kids." Oh, you heard that story about that doctor? I think it's a criminal stuff, but what he would do, he would use his own sperm to inseminate women who couldn't get pregnant. It was a Netflix show. I think it was on Netflix. Yeah, it was on Netflix, and it was. I think he went to jail. Mm-hmm. Casey, oh really? Look at that. That's so convenient. Perfect. I always say, because I talk a lot. I'm the talker too in my relationship, and sometimes Chris doesn't. He goes, oh yeah, cool, yes, yeah. He's not listening to me, but sometimes I'm like, you're not listening. He's like, no, I am. And yeah. Yes, age doesn't matter for some people. Yeah. Okay, that Netflix guy has over 100 kids. Yeah, has over 100 kids. Look at that, a Doctor Indiana. Yeah. Oh, David. Well, then, yeah, I guess you might have a lot. Hmm. I think Alexi Navarro, I think is her name, went missing as a teenager, just resurfaced at 18, wanting to be taken off the missing person is married to a 34-year-old. I can't even breathe. I can't even breathe. You know. Mm-mm. Uh, 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 um, what am I doing? Reading your comments but not sharing publicly? I don't know what happened. Look. I'm reading this. There you go. Sorry. I have to click on it and talk. I just always pick the wrong dance partner that you wouldn't want to make a baby with. The act of making great, actually doing not so much. Yeah, you have to raise it. Yeah. Hard kiss. Hmm. You know what? I was just saying that about yeah, I had a lot of talking today. I was just saying that about my dog Neftis, who is not doing well. My dog is not doing well. Uh, the door is closed. I have to get up and open the door and show you her. Why not? Hold on one second. I'll show you her. But you have no reference to base this on, so she'll look healthy to you, but she's not. Hold on. Let me just open the door. I'll be right back. 1 second. Lefties. 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 Hiya, Bena. Lefties. Lefties. Ah, hiya, Bena. Hein? Viens, ma chérie, viens. Viens ici, viens ici. Viens. Allez, monte. Voila. Oh, let me take this out. Hold on. Oh, wait. Hold on, let me take this out. Okay, Lefties, hiya, Bena. Hiya. Come here. Hiya, Bena. Oh. So she has cancer, and it's an aggressive form of skin cancer. And she has trouble hopping on me, but she looks healthy, but she's getting worse and worse every day. And this morning she eats a lot, but she's not gaining weight. She's losing weight. And this morning for the first time, she's having difficulty walking. So I felt really bad for her ever coming here because she's not, she has a limp and she's almost skin and bones and she eats everything. Yeah, it's an aggressive kind of cancer. And so the doctor gave her 1 year. She's already 2 years. So she's not whimpering. I'm like, girl, I will keep you for as long as you're not in pain. Not she's like tired and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Empty chair. Well, yeah, I have to get up and call her. I get so lazy when I sit here. Look, it's so relaxing sometimes. I'm like, oh, I gotta get up. Like when I have to show you my little suitcase there, like I have to get up and walk, and like it's too much work. There's a lot of like obstacles here. No, I want to sit my ass down and wiggle. Let's see, Christine. Elsa, I just want you to know that your daughter will not care if you're perfect or not as long as you love her. Yes. I cannot wait for when she can chat. We're gonna talk about boys a lot because I do that already. Grown-ups can't wait to talk about boys. As a parent, please. Like, Olympia. Viens ici. Yeah. Oh, 18 years. Oh, wow. A long time. Puppy. Yes. Thank you. She's a cutie. Thank you. Thank you. I know. Thank you. Yeah, Neftis was my first baby. We got her. Well, I got her. Please, I'll tell you how I got her. So we where do I start? I wanted a dog. I wanted a dog. It was during the time where I was changing careers. And maybe it wasn't the smartest thing because dogs are expensive. You have to maintain them, right? But I was unemployed for a few days and I was like, I need to get a dog. It was an impulsive situation, please. Let's be real. So I went and I got a dog and I went to the shelter and it's a no kill shelter. And I walked in and I tell the person there, I said, look, I want a dog who has energy because I do a lot. So she said, yeah, sure, why not? Come on. And she shows me a dog who literally lethargic. That dog was like melting to the ground. But then I look up and Neftis is like wiggling her tail. Like she just stares at me in the eye, wiggling, wiggling, wiggling. And I was like, and she was like whipping and pushing her cage. And I remember I was like, okay, okay. And there were a lot of people that day. And I was like, oh no, I'm not losing this one. Give me that one, give me that one. Tell the lady, I want to see, because they'll tell you you can hold it and experience it. And she was so tiny. I tried to find pictures because I kept them. When a video I put on the stuff, she was so tiny with huge ears, and she was whimpering, and she was like, and she was like all over the place. And I said, I'm going home with this dog today. It was the best day. And then we went to I went to because they said you could go outside and play. I was like, I need to go play. This is what I want. Come on, let's go to the transaction, because you do have to pay for the shots and all that stuff. And they were giving me a lot of hell because at the time my address was in New York. Yes, was in New York. No, was in Jersey, but the shelter was in Brooklyn. And they were like, no, you got to do it here in New York City. I was like, no, I just moved. What are you talking about? 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 And, give me this dog. Yeah, it was a little battle going on there. Of course, there's rules, right? So I lost it. But I got my, my mother-in-law adopted her because she lives in Brooklyn. And then as she was doing the paper, I told the lady, I was like, you do know, I'm going to get the dog, right? I was like, don't play with me. Of course I'm going to get the dog. I mean, nothing she could have done. I was like, no, come on. Thanks, Mom. And then I got the dog. So officially she's registered under my mother-in-law. But no, she's been with me ever since she was a puppy. Oh, my Neftis. I don't know how I'm going to do when she goes, because she is going. It's not a question of if, it's when. Yeah. First baby. We got home and she pooped everywhere. She pooped everywhere. I remember I was like, what the hell did I get into? She pooped everywhere. And I picked up the poop. It smells like crap. And then I had bad food and I was like, how much is this food? I was like, oh crap. That's expensive dog food. Yeah. Yeah. My baby. Yeah, today she was limping. No, she was limping. Her back leg looked weird. Her right paw wasn't working. It's like, baby, you have to go pee and poop outside. Yeah, today was a bad day. It's okay. It's normal. Everybody has to die one day. Yeah, including our pets. So yeah, I'm gonna take care of her for as long as she's not in pain, because no, I will put her down if she start having bad quality of life. Yeah, I will put her down anyway. Oh God, can we just change the subject? I'm about to fall apart. She got scared. Sorry. Sorry. I'm distraught. I'm distraught. I'm distraught. Let me compose myself a little bit. Uh, hmm. Hmm. Okay. I'm not even reading. I don't know what I'm looking. I'm looking at this, but I'm not reading any of this. I'm just my eyes are there, but I'm trying to compose myself because all I want to do is cry right now. Um, I can't think. I can't think. So look. Oh wait. Um. So before we ended, I did post. I did put on the. I put on the. Alistair. Sorry about that. Normally in the editing, I would edit the hell out of that, but this is live. Okay. There's a new video post released today. I did put in the section that I'm going to post it, so I'm posting it right now. It's about Brian Kohlberger and his stupidity. Okay. God. It's not your fault. Don't feel guilty. It's welcome to my life. Yeah, it goes like this. Can you imagine me at a meeting? Some people would be like, "What's wrong with this guy?" Yeah, that's why I get made fun of all the time. It's okay. I'm used to it. I'm used to it. One time, one person made fun of me and said something they shouldn't said, but they said it in writing, and I got a hold of it. The rest of the story, I think I've told you. Stupid. No, you talk shit behind closed doors. You don't talk shit in writing. What an idiot. No, I was like, oh, thanks. Yeah. Anyway, I'm exhausted. I love you all. My heart is out of my chest. I have to go. I can't focus anymore. Because I know when we're going to get up and go walk, she's not going to follow me the same way. She's going to limp herself over there. And then in my head, I'm like, oh my God, why did you do that, Alistair? Because, there's stairs here. And she probably run. When I called her, she probably ran. I don't know what I was thinking. And I probably hurt her. Oh, God. Sorry. Bye. I love you all. I see you on Monday, Tuesday. I think the next post is on, I'll tell you right now. No, the next post is on Wednesday. I'll see you on Wednesday. Bye. I love you all.